secret mission, which is no longer a secret. Let's take a look. Yes.
The International Olympic Committee has announced that the 27th Olympic Winter Games 2034 are awarded to Salt Lake City,
Salt Lake City will host the Winter Games in 2034.
Olympic Committee selected Salt Lake City, Utah.
Salt Lake City, Utah. Officially hosting the 2034 Winter Olympic Games.
Ladies and gentlemen, Blake Roney single-handedly brought the Olympics back to Salt Lake City since 2002 for 2034. That's where Blake is, I guess.
Right, he was there to help accept, Salt Lake City accept the bid.
Blake is unbelievable, and it didn't put it past him to accomplish something, bringing the Olympics back so soon. After New Skin, I was a young sapling at the time, basically brought the Olympics the first time. Steve, what's going on?
Blake actually still thinks he's a contender in ice skating. He thinks he's still got it.
He thought it was curling.
He's gonna get it. So we're gonna hear a little bit later from Blake, because he literally, as he planned to be here, and we were prepping for this, the governor called him and asked him to go with him to France to push the bid through. And of course, Blake being Blake said absolutely. So he and Nancy jumped on a plane to go there. He was sent a very amazing message, and I'm excited to show you in proper Blake fashion. We've had to edit it 5 times. And I think we now have it at a point that's going to work perfectly. So I get the distinct honor to sit with Sandy Tillotson, with Steve Lund, and ask you a few really important questions. So are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So, you all are sitting in this audience today looking out amongst these amazing, beautiful people in 40 years of what you've built.
They are
as parents and now grandparents and maybe great-grandparents of the people sitting in this audience, because I saw some babies sitting there. How are you feeling about this? What kind of pride, what kind of feelings are you having? Maybe ask Steve first.
Well, I guess it'd be rude to say I'm not proud of this. That would be silly. New Skin has always been about people. I mean, this is one of the original influencer companies, and that it was built around this notion that you're more likely to go to a movie because somebody you know and trust and respect said it was a good movie than you are by watching some commercial on TV. Just that influencer model has been what has caused us to grow. And so now, look at the influence, how that early influence has spread to the world, and it results in the highest caliber sales force in the history of the world.
Well, and we've always considered, you know, we have families, we have big families, grandparents, we're grandparents now, we were parents then, and we've always treated our community like our family, and I hope that you feel that way, because, you know, even the event, you know, come home. We're coming home to your corporate home, to another place where you can feel warmth and community. And that was one of the major things that I missed when the other marketing opportunity that I was involved with went away, was the community. And to be able to build another community, and one that we can be so proud of, because we are a force for good. We could see that yesterday. Wasn't that amazing to look over in that room and see the participation in our Force for Good event? Every single one of you, and my son was there with my son and daughter-in-law, my grandkids. It was such a moving experience for me to see an idea and develop into a community that's doing good.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so next question for you both. The theme, all in. What does that mean to you?
Well, I'm going to say that from the very beginning of New Skin, the very day New Skin happened, I was all in. And I really haven't gone away, and it's been 40 years. So that's 40 years of being all in. I'm very practiced at it, and I really like how it makes me feel. Because there's no distractions when you're all in. When you're all in, you're all in. You know, everything, bombs could be going off around you, but you are focused on what you need to accomplish to make your own goals and dreams come true. And then in turn, empower others. How about you, Steve?
I guess no significant thing ever happens in this world without significant energy. We don't do great things because they're our hobbies or because we have an interest in them. We do great things because we throw ourselves into them. And so to make a business like this work, if we're really going to be the kind of power for good that we have it in us to be as a community and as families and as individuals, it requires passion. It requires our very best efforts. And I guess the thing that always redounds to my spirit in rooms like this is a sense that what we're doing here truly is worthy of our best efforts.
What do we say though? So Sandy, you said for 40 years you've been doing this thing, right? Now, I'm only 2.5 years into CEO, and there
I was never CEO. That's a really hard job.
Okay, yeah, you were the founder, which is harder. So I at least have products. I at least have a website that I keep screwing up. But no, you do it for that long. And I look out across the audience, and we have some people that have been doing it together for nearly that long. And it gets tiring, and it gets exhausting. And when you get knocked down and you get back up, you do that for 40 years, and then the company or the regulations hit us, or the company hits us with whatever it is, the problem after problem after problem. How do you stay all in when those things hit us?
Because I care about the people I serve. And I think we all care about the people that we've helped into this business. And they look at you as an example of how to live their life, for my case, in the future. Because so many people that are in this business right now weren't even born, weird, when we started New Skin.
There's an interesting phenomenon that's going on in the world today. A few years ago, somebody started a class, I think it started at Harvard, called The Science of Happiness, or something like that. And then, like, 2/3 of the student body signed up for that class. Because in this very comfortable environment that we live in, we're not really scrapping for, wondering where our next meal is going to come from. People are turning to, well, I have everything I need and I'm still not happy, so what does make me happy? What those classes teach and what the research shows is that people find happiness in meaning, in purpose. And people who don't have purposeful lives don't tend to have happy lives. They can have full lives, but they don't find enjoyment in the things that they do. And so the wonderful thing about this business is that we're in it together for each other. And because we're about doing good things, and I'm talking about the Force for Good campaign, but I'm talking about everything else, great products, great people, a great opportunity, and bringing the best out in people's lives. It's a great way to make a living, and it's a great way to make a life.
I love that. I love that. Isn't that amazing? So it reminds me, I had our team lead stand up earlier today. I won't have you stand up again, but if you start falling asleep, Sean, I'm going to have you stand up. And we were meeting last night until 10:30. I don't know what time it was, Laura. It was like 10:30, 11. And you know what? My eyes were starting to like glass over. And I thought the makeup artist can only do so much, And they would have stayed all night talking about this business, the passion for this business, the struggles, the challenges. What I love is the partnership that I feel every time I sit with these folks who feel the same way. It doesn't matter how long they've been in this business. The reality is they don't need to do this any longer. You don't need to do this any longer, right? Financially, it's not about that anymore. It's about this purpose, this mission. So I love that. Thank you, Team Elite. Thank you for our partnership over the years. It's not easy. I get it, and all of that. So, okay, next question. We've talked a lot about innovation, right? And we talked about the challenges of a perpetual need to innovate, while at the same time not losing our core, our center, our foundation, because innovation, one can find themselves 50 miles away if we don't perpetually look back to see what that foundation is, and we might be completely chartered off course, or uncharted off the course we set. How do we continue to innovate? It's in our DNA. I hear this all the time from you all.
Well, it's in our DNA, because when we first started Nu Skin, the other skincare stuff was really bad. It had mineral oil, it had harmful alcohols in it, it had bad waxes. And so we were the first company to put all of the good ingredients and getting rid of that mineral oil as the basic ingredient. And we were the very first company to add a humectant, and we did that in 1984. We've always been innovating. Innovating is what keeps us fresh, what keeps us new, but it's also change, and it can be a little scary. So you've just got to go with innovation, because innovation is, now some of our innovations, yeah, they might have been a little bit of a flop. We're not perfect. We can make mistakes, but we are always striving to provide you with the best products and opportunity in the world.
Absolutely. And in fact, Sandy, you used the word scary, and that is actually a perfect intro for the clip Blake actually sent us. And so let's play that and listen to Blake talk a little bit about innovation and the scariness of business.
Hello. I've always wanted to make a short movie depicting how business looks from the outside versus how it looks from the inside. From the outside, you see a guy kiss his family goodbye and go climb in their car. So they drive down, comfortably listening to music, climb out of their car, walk into the building, then they eat, they rest a little bit at their desk some more, and then they go out to their car and get in, close the door, and drive home. They get home and they've had a lovely day, and that's how it looks to people. There's a different version, and it's how it would look from the inside. That one would look different. They get down to work, they open their door and start walking into the building, and the world comes unglued. A ninja jumps out from the ceiling and starts to attack them. And they fight their way to the door and close the door to block the ninja. And as they're working their way through the hallways, there are snakes trying to attack them. And they're chopping their heads off with machetes. And then they run for the elevator and dive in, and it gets up, and when it opens, the building is on fire, and they're trying to get the fire out. And the whole day runs like that. They fight all day long. There are lasers coming in from the government out one window while they're trying to put the fire out. Business is hard. It rains a lot. Everyone runs for shelter when it rains, except Nu Skin. We have a history of dancing in the rain. We have a tendency when everyone else is panicking and running around doing things, we problem solve, we pray and worry and find solutions to things, and we innovate. We have a long history of innovation. Nu Skin makes people look and feel younger. Our foundation is helping you to help others. You help them with the products substantially. You help them build their own small business. You help them with your success. We've helped people all over the world, and amazing numbers of people all over the world. That's what puts us in business. But our endurance and our growth is from innovation. The world changes regularly, and we have to do this all again over and over. And change is hard all the time. Nobody wants anything to change, but the world changes, and we have to buckle up and face it. You see it in our history. You see it in our present day, and you'll see it in our future. Go back to our beginnings. There were no cell phones when we started. It's pretty amazing everything that's changed over the years. But somehow we've come out of it with a growth mode, with the ability to help you to help more people. And that's what we'll be doing tomorrow too. We've seen year after year, we've had to adjust this and adjust that and pivot and change, and constantly we're able to help more people and make a bigger difference in the world. And that's always been our goal. We are finding ways as we speak to adjust for tomorrow. More things will happen today, more things will happen tomorrow. and we'll keep adjusting. And change is always hard, but then magic happens, and magic is going to happen tomorrow. I'm very confident in our future that we'll continue from an amazing place where we've been. You know, the number of meals we've provided in Africa and all the things that you could point out and the number of lives that have been improved, I'm sure that it'll be a much larger number in the future. And I do see some of the things that are being worked on right now that are really exciting and really fun. So our future is going to be just as magical as our past has been. I'm completely confident. Thank you for all the good that you've done. It's been extraordinary. Thank you for all the good that you'll get to do tomorrow, even though constantly the format will change a little bit in order to please governments, in order to use new technology, in order to solve today's problems. We're grateful for your tenacity, the things that you've done, and you'll get to do lots more in the future. Thank you.